so much mess and dirt around here. I don't know how us ladies get the place clean with all the mess men leave. Oh, I'm sorry, folks, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Miss Laura. Now, I hope you're not some of those interfering old people who say that nursing soldiers ain't no place for a lady. Well, I say to them, there ain't no better person to mop a poor boy's brow than one of the fairest sex. Well, I could have sat around watching our boys go off to war, but when I heard the minister in church asking for volunteers to nurse the troops, I knew I'd heard my calling. Just like the British Mrs. Nightingale in the Crimean War just 10 years back. I'm doing what I can to help our men, but there is so much to learn. Well, the boys come in here all bust up, and I mop their wounds with wet rags. Mr. Percy, the surgeon, he used to decide who to work on first, but I'm getting real good at assessing their wounds and preparing the instruments for it. It sounds cruel, but too badly hurt and we just leave them to the Lord and move on to someone we might save. I've nursed all boys, from Shiloh to Charlottesville, and I know they'd much rather have a little slip of a girl like me nursing them than some shouting sergeant. Now, I got a lot of work to do here, folks, before Mr. Percy gets back, so...
there, Miss Laura.
Ah, the chloroform.
Ain't no telling when we'll get supplies through again. Yes, we have anesthetic, but these boys are going to need the Lord smiling down on them if they're going to survive this war. We got doctors, many of them are just quacks, sending their elixirs out the back of a wagon for a dime apiece. Just 27 doctors trained for amputation of the Confederacy. That's 27 out of 3,000 men. Mind you, we get plenty of practice. And we, Miss Laura, you get boys in here shot from over 1,000 yards away by a soft lead ball. That cuts through bone, muscle, and everything else in between. They get out onto this table, they holler. So we knock them out with chloroform. I cut round the flesh to expose the wound, get my bone saw, and cut through that shattered leg. There's a quick rasp of the bone just to round off any sharp fragments, and we're tying up blood vessel and stumping this in 10 minutes flat. We wash up what we can when we can. Miss Laura here, he wipes down the boys every once in a while. Folks say to me, you gotta be keeping them wounds clean. I can't see how we're going to be doing that with the battle raging on like it is out there. Now I've got my chloroform, got my rags, water, Miss Laura here, and my bone saw. Except for a sip of whiskey and 10 minutes apiece, that's all I got before this place becomes a butcher's shop again. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Got my whiskey there, Miss Laura?
If you ask me, that's their nearest point on the other side of our defenses. They themselves are still out in open fields, but have dug as best they can some kind of defensive position so our musket balls do not strike and kill them. We are, in the ruins of the warehouse here, are in a much better position for the moment because we have brought in our mortar dictator. Now, because the Union forces are below the level of the ground where they have dug their holes, they are out of direct line of fire from our guns, our cannon, and our muskets. So we have to use a gun that can drop a shell onto them. And the bomb that we use is here on the floor. This here is not a solid ball. Inside this are millions of itty-bitty musket balls. The idea being that when we shoot the gun, the bomb drops over the head of the enemy and the fuse burns onto the inside of the charge, bursting it above their heads, and blowing them all to kingdom come. But there's a problem. Every day that we stay here, they bring up their mortars against us, and even the remains of Johnson's warehouse ain't going to be enough to protect us from the biggest guns they have. So I will now hand over to the gun captain, and he will take us through the firing of the gun. Bill! Ready? Fire! There it goes! Sponge! Safe! Right! Now's your chance to see the ditches. Not no trenches, that's not what we calls them, no. These are the ditches. And I have to say that when I started in this war, well then, I thought I was going to be standing up in open fields, but you see now it's a very different look. We've been forced to defend our towns by building these walls around them and digging down, and as you see, the old brickwork of the old bonded warehouse is all we can use to defend ourselves against the Yankee shot. Now, as I said when I met you, I didn't really know what this was for, but I just wanted to end now, preferably with me walking out the other side, but the odds are stacked against us for sure. For like this gun I'm holding here, this ain't like those guns they used at the time of Napoleon Bonaparte. Here, it's a very different thing. We can put a ball in here, some of these is rifled, and the ball spins as it comes out. Make sure that goes much further and much faster. But this is the interesting part. Here is how we can load so quick like. You take out a cap, a percussion cap. You put it on there, and when you pull the trigger, it sends the gun off by a sheet of flame going down into the barrel. That's what makes it so much quicker. But there is a problem. It ain't just us who's got them, for the Union boys have got them as well. And if I was to stick my head up there for any length of time, they'd put a ball straight between my eyes, for sure. How's it looking up there, Billy Joe? Oh my God, it's Yankees coming to their thousands of them! Get them up here! How did we miss that? Right, come forward somewhere. Not up here. You make your way along here. Not too close now. You stop yourself there. That's it, you squeeze yourself along. Now we're gonna get our men up there, or we're gonna fire volley fire at them. We need to remain up here. Now the officer will be shouting out, giving commands to the men. They're gonna load those guns there. You see how they load them. We're gonna fire as quickly as we can because those Union Yankee forces is making their way across open ground, and this is when they're most susceptible to fire. There goes the Let's have a cheer for the Confederacy! 1, 2, 3, yay! And again, 1, 2, 3, yay! We've got them Yankees licked this time! Look, you good people of Richmond and Petersburg, we may not be so lucky next time, so follow me. You gotta get yourself back to your state's governor where it's safe. Follow me now. We need as much as we can. We need it real quick now.